What's up, guys? It's Joseph the Realtor here again with another YouTube video. Today I'm going to show you guys the process of buying a home and how you can use loan programs, different loan programs, and take advantage of them to buy multiple properties. Perfect example is my friend Frank, which we're on the way to pick him up right now. He bought a total of 3 homes using these programs with minimum down payments, and we're gonna kind of go through it today, and I'll take you guys around. We're gonna look at the homes, and hopefully it's informative for you guys. Hopefully you guys like it, and if you do like it, make sure you click and subscribe. Let's go. Guys, I want to show you something cool. You guys see that door over there in this house? I used to live in that basement apartment for 5 years. It's a converted garage. I was paying like $800 with everything included. I lived there for 5 years just to save money so that I could one day buy a property. So if you're out there renting, spending $2,600 on a really nice 1-bedroom because it has a pool and central air, you need to think twice. Alright guys, we just got to Frank's house. This is Frank.
Right.
Frank, welcome to my YouTube channel.
What's up, man? What's going on?
Alan, say what's up. You want me to?
Yeah, sure.
This is Alan.
What's up, man? I don't want
Alan and Frank. Let's go. You want to get a cup of coffee?
Sure. So I probably met Joe.
Well, relax. I met you. How did we meet? Tell YouTube how we met.
So I was looking about 4 years ago for my first property, and I was really only kind of looking for a small condo, just something to get into, maybe put a kitchen in the bathroom.
I pay for leads. I pay money every month to Realtor.com to get names and emails and phone numbers of people who are looking for property. And Frank put his number in on Realtor.com on a $100,000 condo.
Yep.
And usually when you inquire on such a small property, nobody will call you because nobody wants to work those leads because they're essentially, you know, people like Frank.
Found a way to trick Joe. So I also looked at $1 million properties the same day on the website.
So I was like, all right, this guy's either looking at $1 million properties or this guy's looking at a condo. So I called him, and
it was a condo.
It was a condo, and he had no idea what he wanted or anything. And he was a first-time buyer, and I said to him, why don't you come to my office, come meet, and we'll go over some options. We'll get you pre-approved, and long story short, he ended up getting pre-approved for a 2-family, which is what we're gonna go look at right now. He was looking at $100,000, $200,000 condo. He got pre-approved for $350,000 for a 2-family house, which is like in Bergen County, incredibly hard to find. So yeah. I'm gonna take you guys to this 2-family house I ended up selling, Frank. What was that, like 3 years ago?
Yeah, almost 3.5 years now.
It's crazy. Yeah. So we're gonna take a look at it and show you guys what we did. And he ended up selling it a year later, and we'll go through the process.
A year and a day we had.
A year and a day, that's right. Because what is the reason for that?
We had to, we actually had to wait. We listed it, and we thought it would take a little bit to get a buyer. Joe found a buyer by waiting to do the open house about a week. I mean, nobody.
So we listed the house on Monday. We did the open house the following Sunday.
Yep. No
showings until then, and the open house was just bananas. And we ended up getting full price asking offer.
Over asking.
Sorry. So, usually when you buy a house anywhere in New Jersey, location is super important, and this defies the laws of everything when it comes to location. You never buy in a double solid line. This is a double solid line if you wanted to show them real quick. The house is right there, that beige house. It's in a flood zone, a 500-year flood zone. Yeah, that rinky-dinky house right there. That's Frank's first house. We bought it for Frank. What did we buy this house for?
We got this for $335,000, and then we got a seller's concession back of $8,000.
$8,000. So we asked the seller to cover $8,000 of our closing costs, which is a little bit crazy, and a lot of realtors don't like to do it, but it's very cool because it helps with the cost. So if you're putting 3.5% down and you're getting $8,000 back towards your closing costs, I mean, what was your all-in down payment and everything with this house?
I don't remember exactly, but I know we walked in. I had to put less than 20,000 down just to get into the house.
On this house right here.
And
that's a 2-family house. So Frank didn't do too much work to this house.
So upstairs was a 2-bedroom, but they were real tiny. So if you put your bed in one of the rooms, you couldn't get a dresser next to it. So we knocked down the wall of the 2nd story apartment, made one big formal 1-bedroom with a nice master walk-in closet, redid all the lighting to LEDs, electrical, repointed and cleaned all the tile in the bathroom.
All work that you can do yourself if you
stuff.
really wanted to,
Yeah.
or hire a GC and do it that way, you know? Not too much money. I think the problem with investment properties nowadays is people spend too much money on an investment property. They treat it like, you know, their dream home or their single family house, but you can't. The key is just to treat it like an investment property. So 1 bedroom on top, 2 bedrooms on the bottom. Doesn't even have a basement, just has these Bilco doors that go downstairs. The utilities were separate, right?
Utilities were separate?
Utilities were separate, and we bought it for $335 with 8 back. And we ended up putting it on the market a year and a day later for $450. And how much did we get for it?
I think we sold it for $445. No,
So-
because we put it up for $435. We sold it for $445.
We sold it for $445 a year and a day later. Crazy. So that just goes to show you, you know, even though this house defied the laws of location and double solid and flood zone, the 2-family market began to blow up, and I had a good feeling about East Rutherford at the time. And my feeling was right, and the value of the house skyrocketed. And we took that money and we ended up buying another house in Clifton, another 2-family. But we used some of it, right? You paid off some debts and stuff.
Yep.
And then we bought this other house in Clifton, which we're gonna go to now, and I'll show you guys that house. All right, guys, so we just left the East Rutherford house, and now we're going to the next house that Frank bought with the proceeds. He bought this house in Clifton. This house in Clifton was listed at $550, and which is a crazy number for the condition that it was in. And there was like 1,000 people living on the 2nd floor and nobody living on the 1st floor, and it just needed a little bit of love. You know, the 1st floor needed a kitchen, 2nd floor needed
single-pane windows.
Yeah, it was all the windows needed to be replaced. But the furnaces were in really good shape. All the utilities were separate.
Yeah.
And I knew it was a good buy because it was in one of the best parts of Clifton on a corner lot for Sunnycrest Ave. Really nice house. It was a single family that they made into a 2-family. I'll be a gentleman and let these people get up.
So
See, they wave.
Joe convinced me to get this house.
I hate when they don't wave. So only one waved. Why wouldn't the other one wave? Do you think that's fair?
Maybe he was waving.
Might be a little
maybe
overkill.
Oh, a second wave though.
Oh, they did
A
double
second wave,
All
double
right.
wave. Good enough.
Success.
Oh my God, they know what we're talking about.
So we got the house. After like 4 or 5 months, I had to move into an apartment just during negotiations, and we finally ended up getting it for $425 or $430.
$430 is what we paid after like what 4 months of negotiations, which would never happen in this market, by the way. That house would have been gone
Yeah.
because it was a sick house. Like, it's hard to get a 2-family in that area. It's insane.
So we did like a full sprint the first month, renovating upstairs, paint the whole place because everything was pink and lime green walls with wallpaper. Redid all new appliances, cleaned up the kitchen, didn't replace any cabinets, didn't replace any tile, just simple stuff.
Honestly, a normal buyer probably would have redid the kitchens, redid the bathrooms, but all you kind of redid was like new appliances, repainting, recaulking and sealing the bathtubs, and then you did windows in the whole house.
Yep.
So we did windows in the whole house, and we moved into this house probably within 30 days, 60 days.
Yeah.
And then I rented the upstairs apartment for $1,800.
Yep.
So what was your mortgage with 5%? You did 5% down, right?
Yeah, my mortgage was, I want to say, $2,850 or $2,950, and I was getting about $1,800 in rent.
Yeah. So he was paying what, $1,100 to live there?
$1,100.
$1,100 to live in a beautiful house. If you guys saw the first floor of this house, it's stunning.
Yeah.
And you lived there for how long? A year?
A year and a month.
A year and a month. And in that year and a month, all he did was the kitchen. You redid the kitchen yourself, you did the windows, and you just painted, right?
Yeah, nothing crazy.
All right, guys, so we're here at this house. And you guys know the process of buying it. It was listed at 550. Took forever to negotiate it down. He ended up renting for like 3 months. We came back to this house. This is a great part of Clifton. It was a corner lot, brick house. Frank bought it. We ended up getting it for $430, and we negotiated like another $1,000 credit after the, before the closing. Frank, what did you do? Just the little things that you did.
We replaced all the windows in the house.
That was crazy.
With new replacement windows. We updated the kitchen downstairs. We did a full gut. We didn't change any of the movement of anything, or like sinks. Everything stayed in the right location. New appliances. Just refinished.
Did new kitchen on the first floor.
Refinished hardwood floors.
A lot of refinishing, a lot of painting.
Most of it was painting. Like, that's huge. I mean, it was just ugly inside.
Painting, caulking, sealing, things like that. There was a side of the roof that needed to be repaired.
We replaced the roof.
Termite treatment for the whole house, and we ended up. I showed it to a VA buyer, and they were having a hard time finding a good, clean house in a good location. And after one showing, they ended up buying it. So we saved a little bit on the commission. We ended up reducing the commission because I brought the buyer and seller. And Frank, this sold for
$575 one day on the market.
One day on the market at $575. From a purchase price of $430. What'd you say?
Probably about 45 into it.
45 into it. He lived in it for a year. He built the equity. He paid down the loan a little bit, and he sold it for top dollar. I mean, and this house is continuing to appreciate. It's crazy. People always say, what about the real estate market's so high? But this house is actually worth more now because it's just so hard to find a two-family in this area.
It's a good house.
So we're gonna go, so you took that money.
Yep.
And we negotiated another house in Little Falls, and this time it was a single family house with a pool.
With a nice in-ground pool, yeah.
Really cool house. So we're gonna go to that house next, and I'll show you guys that house, and hopefully this is where Frank ends up living forever. So see ya. You guys are from Clifton, you guys know this spot. We had to stop in and get a slice or a pie, who knows.
So the process kind of ends here for us, right? So I was able to look for a condo. Joe helped me with the two-family. He pushed me to get another two-family. I pushed myself to put all the work into each one. And now I'm 10% down on a house in Little Falls.
Single family with a pool, 2-car garage. It's a mother-daughter, so there's like kind of second space downstairs. Yep. Really, really nice. This is the final product. This is what everyone wants, but nobody wants to sacrifice for a little bit in order to end up in a beautiful house like this. We paid $450 for this house. He put down 10%, and then he did a little bit of work to it on the inside, so we'll show you that now. All right, so we're inside the house, guys, and this is a picture from Realtor.com before we bought the house, and we're gonna zoom out and show you guys the difference.
Drop the ceilings.
Vaulted the ceilings, removed the walls, put a nice big island in the kitchen, put a ton of LED lights, new cabinets, original floors, and what else did you do, Frank? This giant ceiling fan, which is pretty cool.
All new moldings, lights, yeah, I mean.
Backsplash.
It came out great.
Did a herringbone backsplash, which is pretty cool, but it just goes to show you what you can do. I mean, real estate, Frank, tell us this house, but how else did the 2 homes before it change your life?
I walked into the first house with every single penny I had of 20 grand. I walked into this house 10% down, did the renovations from the previous proceeds, and I'm able to get married, I'm living my life, and I have no debt. I paid off my student loans with this kind of money. So it changed my life, It gave me a really good opportunity.
So buy real estate and wait, and don't be scared to buy real estate. A lot of people are scared to take that initial step, but if you do, and you take the risks that other people aren't willing to take, you can end up winning. So, and Frank is proof of that, which is why I wanted to make this video.
And now Free Brothers Pizza, Bruno's Pizza.
Guys, we're out of here. That's the end of the video. I hope it was informative. If you thought it was, please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Joe New Jersey Realtor or Joseph Aziz Real Estate. Stay tuned for more content. I'm trying to make maybe 2 videos a month. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. See ya.